Welcome in to the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview, proudly presented by Arkansas Tech University, D3 Auto Sales, and Metcalf Trucking and Trailer Repair. Today we're visiting with Bald Bulldog head coach Lonnie Robertson. This Pigskin Preview is sponsored by First Community Bank.
Hi, I'm Emmett Price with Arkansas Sports Network. Who am I here with today?
Lonnie Robertson, head football coach at Bulldogs School District.
So, Coach, what are your expectations for the upcoming season?
You know, we expect to build off what we did last year. Last year we were 5-5, and you know we went out in the first round of the playoffs, so not what we wanted to do, but that was an improvement on the prior year. We were in the playoffs the prior year, but we only won 3 games. You know, we want to improve. Obviously, our main goal is to vie for a conference championship, and then you know get into the playoffs and play that one game at a time. But so you know that is our main objective. We'll take that week to week.
Yes, sir.
One game at a time.
Mm-hmm. How would you describe the team's strengths and weaknesses going into this season?
You know, our strengths. We have, I would say, a great deal of leadership with this group. Last year, we had some good leadership, but we didn't have as many vocal leaders. This year, we have a lot more vocal leadership. As far as weaknesses go, we're going to be a little young. I think we returned, matter of fact, I know we returned 5 starters on offense and 5 starters on defense. So, you know, that would be a weakness for us. But, you know, that's something that we're looking to build on and get better with and get those guys caught up to speed.
Yes, sir. What changes, if any, have you made to the team's style of play or strategy for this season?
You know, we have not changed anything as far as a offensive or defensive scheme. The only thing that I would say that we would look at changing this year is probably some things on special teams. You know, we try to keep it simple, and we want the kids doing the same things repetitively and then add small wrinkles to an offensive play or something that we do in the secondary on defense. But as far as a front and a scheme, defensively will be the same. We'll be in a 3-4, and then offensively, we're a spread football team.
Uh-huh. How have the players been preparing in the off season?
Our guys have been in the weight room since the season ended. You know, they work hard. We've gotten really strong. We've gone through 2 phases. Matter of fact, we just came out of a max phase, our second phase. You know, we have a guy squatting 600 pounds. I think we have 20 guys who are squatting over 400 pounds. And we take high priority on the weight room. And all of our guys in our weight room are also required to do track, so we're getting the track workout after or before or after, depending on whether it's sprint or endurance, before or after our weight room. So they're preparing, they're excited. We've actually been in spring ball. Today will be day 6 of spring football for us.
Can you share any standout players or emerging talents on the team?
You know, a young man, Garrett Swindle, plays safety and receiver for us. Here we play a lot of Ironman football. Mm-hmm. Garrett Swindle plays safety. He plays receiver for us. He plays running back. Last year he kicked extra points for us. He's going to be a senior. Really hard-working kid, and one of those vocal leaders I was talking about. Hunter Burleson, who was an all-conference linebacker for us last year, actually led the team in tackles. He was just under 80. He will be phenomenal for us defensively, and then he will see a lot more offensive time. Micah Comer, another vocal leader, and Hunter's a vocal leader as well. Micah Comer anchors our offensive and defensive line. He's coming back. He'll be a 3-year starter now, and he's he's going to do an excellent job, and he's a leader. So we have a leader at each rung of the offensive line, out at receiver. We have a leader in our backfield, and then we have a leader as well in defense at every level of our defense. So that's a big thing. Another one, we have Veston Boyce right there on the O-line, D-line. He'd be a 3-year starter for us. And he's a senior, another vocal leader. So last year we had two vocal leaders really. This year we're going to have 5 to 6. We have a athlete, Dakota Shoebottom, who's a junior. He will come in and start at quarterback, and he played sparingly in games last year. He was injured early on in the season, didn't really get into the rotation until about week 4. He played everywhere we could play him, spot play him. He obviously did start at quarterback, but he ran our scout team, and he was a real problem for our defense to handle, and does a good job, and he's going to do a great job at quarterback for us.
Yes, sir. What are your key adjustments to your coaching strategy this season?
I think situationally, getting our players better situationally and knowing the situations in games. And by situations, I mean, end of half, end of game, end of quarter types of things. And then doing a better job of breaking down our film cuts and getting certain, because all of us play everything. This year we're going to have 38 kids we have 38 on the roster. Last year we only had 27, but that was due to some culture things and some kids who we had to get the right guys on the bus and the wrong guys off. I'll just put it that way. So figuring out a way to get our meetings set up for film to adhere to, each group, whether it's defense, offense, and special teams. We need to do a better job of getting the film broke down and setting up windows of time to go over those certain things. And then be able to retain that, get kids to retain it. Because, football is, the old rule is, it's 90% mental, really. You don't have to be the greatest athlete to do a great job. If you know what you're doing and what you're supposed to do, you can be a phenomenal football player. So that's one thing we're really going to work on.
Yes, sir. How do you plan to handle different game situations and challenges?
As a coach, I obviously have a cheat sheet, but this is my 3rd year as head coach, and we progressively got better every year. I've learned a lot from my former high school head coach. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot from other coaches. Everything coaching is either stolen or borrowed. But I look every year. I evaluate myself, and I do it daily. What do I need to get better on? Not only for the season coming, but every day. So I just do a daily evaluation, and then I go back and I break down all the film, and there's several things that we could get better on. I couldn't just nail down one for you.
Uh-huh. Are there any specific opponents you're particularly preparing for this season?
I will tell you this: we our conference moved. They realigned conferences. And we're a 3A school in every sport except for football. We play 4A football. So we got 4 new schools into our conference. CAC, Mills, Forest City, Little Rock Hall. Right now, Mills is ranked number 1 in the state. But, we're so process-oriented, we don't necessarily nail down a team. As far as if I had to pick a rival out of the groups that we have left in our conference, I would say Heber and Lone Oak are 2 that our kids. Heber, probably most of all, our kids get really fired up to play Heber. Harding Academy has gone out of our conference, but so we have some new faces coming into the conference, and we're excited to play every game.
How do you foster the team unity and positive culture among the players?
So I touched on a little bit of that about, who we're excited to play. We try to not stare at the scoreboard. As far as culture goes, we're very process oriented, and we want to work on what we need to fix as a team, as a culture, and be a team. You know, we're not a bunch of individuals, and I think in today's society we put too much of a premium on being an individual. I think it hurts us it hurts teams, and it you know, ultimately you have to be able to play together, and so that's the culture that we try to promote here. We are a brother's keeper. So on the back of all of our gear we have a I am BK, and that's what that stands for. I am my brother's keeper. So we lead each other, we pick each other up. We're going to be the first guy to come over here and lift somebody's chin if it's down. And those are the type of things we do to build a great culture. And we're working on that day in and day out.
Yes, sir. How are you supporting players both on and off the field?
You know, I meet with guys. Luckily, I'm the athletic director and dean of students at the high school, and head track as well. So, you know, I wear a lot of hats, and I get to see all of my guys everywhere, whether it's in the classroom, if I'm calling them down here because they're slipping in the classroom on grades, if it's a behavior issue, if it's something they need that they're not getting, you know, I'm going to know about it. You know, I'm going to meet with them. I'm going to support them as much as possible. I'm going to try to give them everything I can give them of myself. And, you know, my family makes sacrifices. I have 3 kids, and, you know, we are completely bought into Ball Mountain football program and helping the kids in any means necessary. You know, at the end of the day, we don't really do this job for money or bricks, and we don't show up to school for bricks and mortar. It's all about the kids. So,
how do you approach leadership and development within the team?
You know, we talk about this all the time. Bad teams have no leadership, or actually coaches have to lead everything on a bad team. Good teams have a few leaders, and then great or elite teams, you know, everybody on the team is bought into being a leader. Whether that's vocal or whether that's just by their work ethic. You know, not everybody is the same in that aspect, but you know, everybody has a leadership role. So what you do every day is how you lead, and that's how we promote that, and we talk about it all the time. We have to have great leadership. We have to hold each other accountable, from the coaches all the way down to the players, from the players back up to the coaches.
What are your goals for this team this season?
Our goal is to win the conference title. You know, that's our ultimate goal every year. But, you know, we have several goals. You know, there's things that, like I said, if I just looked at an outcome, it's to win our conference title. But truly, our goal is to get better every single day. Whether that's, you know, points scored on offense or yardage, whether that's the points allowed on defense, whether that's situationally on special teams and being able to control vertical field position. That would be our main goal, is to get better every day.
How do you define success for the team?
It goes back to what I just talked about, getting better on a daily basis. And being able, like, how you practice is how you play. So your real highlights, and this is one thing that's hard for kids to understand, your real highlights are in practice. I mean, you're going to get a highlight in the game, and you're going to be excited, and your parents are going to be excited. But how you practice, that's your highlight. I mean, that's your highlight. You know, if you go back and really think about it, what have you done in practice to get better? What is your effort there? What is your commitment to your teammates and making it better for everybody else? That's ultimately it.
How does the team connect with the school and the local community?
You know, our team, last year we volunteered and we did a car wash. Actually, we had several churches who were doing a big thing in town. So we decided we'll volunteer time and do a car wash. And people were trying to pay us to wash their car. We were just doing it for free. We're involved in whether it's Home Fest. All these kids are involved somewhere. They have jobs here in our town. Our kids are officials for our youth baseball games. Our kids are involved in coaching our youth football program. They're involved in coaching our youth basketball programs. So they're very involved in the community, and we're looking for more ways to be involved in the community as much as possible. We think that that's the key to success as well.
Yes, sir. What's the most rewarding aspects of coaching this team?
The most rewarding aspect of coaching is being with your players, seeing them grow as young men from the time they're 7th graders all the way up to seniors. Seeing them grow up, seeing them mature, seeing them get better, seeing them reach their goals, and ultimately seeing them become successful as a man, out in real life. So, the best thing about this team is, these guys they're committed and they're loyal to their coaching staff, and it makes it easy to coach them, especially with the way they lead. Like I said, there's a lot of vocal leadership. They're doing a good job.
How do you handle pressure and adversity during the season?
It's really a motivation to me every day to know that, because we're in 4A football, and last year we had one of the smaller rosters in 4A football. It's the challenge to get up and work every day and find a way to succeed. There are some things that, if I can go play some golf and try to relax, obviously during football season, it's harder to find time to do that. But, I like to spend time with my family and golf or go fishing or something like that, go hunting. That helps with some of the pressures.
Mm-hmm. What motivates you to keep coaching year after year?
I love it. I don't think that I could live without coaching. Some coaches go off onto administration, and being a dean of students, you would think I was headed that way, but I'm not. My favorite aspect of education is coaching. I think sports are the biggest, they're a huge part of academics. And if we didn't have those opportunities, if we didn't have sports in our schools and even activities, not just sports, other activities for kids to do, whether that be, choir, band, whatever it may be, seeing kids succeed, being able to help a kid, even if it's just one kid that you reach, that is the true reward in coaching. It's not the salary. Mm-hmm. It's relationships you build with kids. That's what brings me back year after year. And then obviously the thrill of victory and agony of defeat. Not so much the agony of defeat, but I love the challenge and I love coaching.
If you had one word to describe your team, what would it be?
Tenacity. They are, and we've bred that into our culture. That whether it's practice, whether it's a game, they're going to come out excited. They're going to come out ready to play. They're tenacious. They want to play hard, and they want to play from the first whistle to the last.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, sir.
We'd like to thank the Batesville School District and the Batesville High School East Lab for their contributions on this video. Thanks again for joining us on the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Arkansas Sports Network on YouTube to catch more previews and all the latest updates on your favorite teams.